Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Broken Sword 2, the Smoking Mirror Remastered. So we got the cat to move and we got the ball away from him. Now we're going to make a slingshot and then shoot the ball towards this reflector, move the
I
reflector.
couldn't think of any reason to climb the tree.
And that wasn't supposed to happen. Inner tube with the tree. After we move the reflector though, I'm not certain what happens. And this is the main goal that we've had ever since practically arriving to this scene.
I put the ball in the catapult.
Why are they calling it a catapult? That's not
Took aim.
anyway the right term.
Yes! Okay, so it was a lucky shot, but I'd knocked the theodolite target clean off the end of the flagpole.
A catapult is a wooden device that flings something up and over. It's not a slingshot. A slingshot is much more like a crossbow or something. So this guy's coming over this way. And I guess I didn't even need to put it on the second flagpole. So maybe the remaster version has smoothed out this process a little bit, or maybe that's how it always was.
What the hell's going on here?
Hi, Bronson. Nice to see you, too.
You again. Have you been screwing around with my theodolite target? Where is it? I had to climb out of the window to put that one on. Damn it, I'm gonna have to go through all that again.
Not this time. The house is locked up and the sisters aren't here.
Hell's teeth! I'll have to put the spare target on the other flagpole. A whole morning's work wasted. I'm gonna fix all this and then I'm gonna fix you, you hear?
Yeah? Fine. I'll be waiting.
So what do I want to do? Like knock the ladder down? Let's just move the ladder out of the way and get him caught up there. Seems like a good plan to me.
What you doing, Bronson? Just hanging around?
I'm gonna kill you for this, Stobbart! Get me down from here!
What, so you can kill me? Gee, you talked me out of it, Bronson.
I felt a little guilty about leaving Bronson up there, but not much, obviously.
So we grab this marker.
The marker was a bright, shiny thing, and I have a weakness for bright, shiny things.
That's a pretty funny line.
It wasn't going to be much use without the theodolite, though.
So down we go. Maybe I should get the inner tube, too. I'll risk not having the item. We'll just keep it in the back of the mind. Where did he exactly stuff that thing? He's wearing shorts, and that thing folded up way too much.
With Bronson out of the way, I could finally get a clear look at the plans. Engineers' drawings didn't mean much to me, but one thing was clear. These plans were for a 5-story, 200-roomed, luxury, pirate-themed hotel. Another stain on the bedspread of paradise.
So he steals those plans too. And I suppose then, unless Nico, no, not Nico, but Rio over here wants to take me somewhere else, I'm still a little confused as what I'm doing at this point. We got a marker. We could give him the marker. Let's talk about the plans, I guess.
Look here. Bronson's plans.
Was I right? Is that creep up to no good?
Darn right he is.
And that was the whole conversation. And I have no reason for the bicycle.
There was nothing else on the bicycle wreck I could use.
And I assume that this shiny thing isn't something I'm supposed to give to Rio so he could fish with it. He seems to be doing fine anyways.
What you got there?
I didn't think the kid would be interested in that.
So, moving forward. Like, I guess I could look at
It was
my
Bronson's
items.
theodolite.
We've got a net.
I didn't want a fishing net.
This net has proven nothing as far as being useful. So am I just gonna go confront
You
these
there?
guys?
Why is Mr. Bronson hanging from that flagpole?
Ah,
He climbed up there of his own accord.
Then help him, you stupid man! Quickly, before he falls!
so I'm actually helping the old ladies. Let's go grab
The
the
novelty
inner tube.
value of having an inner tube in my pocket had worn off. I left it there.
Okay, so we don't need the inner tube. Let's give the plans then to the ladies and see what they think about that.
Here, Bronson's plans.
This means nothing to me.
She's not wearing her reading glasses.
Ah, wait! Yes, I see now. I see it all too clearly. That man is planning to build a huge hotel. Bronson is a confidence trickster. Mina, we have been duped. I'm glad we didn't sign his contract.
Oh, I hate tricksters, especially confident ones.
Come, Mina.
No real reason why they decided to animate this sister as hugely obese.
Mr. Bronson, you may consider yourself persona non grata.
Yes. Cave Canum.
Kindly disentangle yourself from our flagpole and eject yourself from our property this very minute.
Disentangle. Eject.
Hey, cut that out, you crazy old bat!
How dare you! Mina isn't crazy, she's just engagingly eccentric.
Yeah, as a bedbug.
That doesn't
Ouch!
even mean anything.
Lovely as this little vista is, I'd be
She's
really
poking
grateful
with
if you
a
could let me into the museum
umbrella.
now.
Certainly, young man. We are most grateful to you for exposing this scoundrel, Mina the Lock.
Thanks, ladies.
Stobbart, be a pal. Get these harpies off me. Ooh!
So that fall would be a pretty painful one, but totally doable. And if you, almost certainly the flagpole would break, but if it didn't, you could work your way to the edge and be a little bit closer to
While
the ground.
George was basking in the sun-drenched Caribbean, I went to London. It was a long shot, but I thought I'd start my search for the Jaguar Stone at the British Museum.
And so we get to play as Nicole again, which is good because if we only played as Nicole for that one small section, that would have been a little annoying. Let's see, she's got this book instead of a notebook like in the director's cut in the first game. We are at 60% of the game done, and her inventory just includes her bag. Let's look in her bag.
There was nothing very useful in my bag, just a single hair clip.
And she seems to be slightly more appropriately dressed than she usually is. Although, for going to the museum, I have to say all three of these ladies are quite short skirts in rainy London. Looks like there's a security system here. Nope, that's just a telephone. Seems like we can go out. Seems like we might be able to look behind the curtain. Let's continue making progress,
I
I
doubted
suppose.
I could sneak this enormous stone out under my jacket.
Is that the item we needed right there? Are we gonna do another museum theft like the first game? Probably.
Excuse me, miss. Please don't touch the exhibits.
That's an exhibit? I thought this was a...
It was a woven wall hanging with a South American design.
Oh, that just looked like a curtain blocking off a doorway to me.
The mask looked more African than American.
And let's see, let's look at this. And we already had
It was
one
a stone
scene.
identical in size and style to the coyote stone.
Look at this
However,
expressions.
this stone bore the image of a jaguar.
So we know where it is. Yeah, we had the whole gallery section, which very similar to this area. Let's see, can we just take it?
The cabinet was locked.
And unless it's something as simple as...
The pots in the case seemed to amuse the girls no end.
Unless I'm just going to use the hairpin on it, that's going to be weird. Girls, again.
Bonjour. I wonder if you could help me.
Strange to call them girls. They look pretty old. Oh,
What's so funny?
it's the same Japanese
Oh,
group.
never mind.
It's the same Japanese girls from the gallery, except for they're now drawn completely differently, and they don't, in no way. I mean, look at Nicole. If you're gonna say Nicole is mid-20s or something, these look like 35, 40-year-olds. So it seems like they were trying to change the characters and story
The
here.
display case contained a couple of vases.
Let's go look at this cabinet over here.
It was a small flat square of polished obsidian. Nothing like the one I was looking for. According to the caption, this was the scrying mirror given to Dr. John Dee by Sir Francis Drake.
So, Francis Drake is the Uncharted namesakes.
There was a huge carving of somebody who must have been important once.
Yeah, the Uncharted series, the main character is a Drake. Supposedly descended from
I wanted nothing to do with that
this
statue.
Drake.
It made me
who was
nervous somehow.
Probably a real person. Otherwise, somebody made a series of stories about Francis Drake, which I doubt. There's a bunch of stuff over
The
here I
cabinet
can't click
contained a
on.
dagger decorated with Mayan designs.
So we have an attendant, we have a cabinet, we have a telephone. Let's talk to the attendant.
Can I help you, miss?
So I guess the question I would have is, how can I steal the stone?
What can you tell me about the scrying mirror?
Ah, that belonged to the alchemist and part-time Elizabethan spy, Dr. John Dee. It was brought back from the New World by Sir Francis Drake and presented to him. It's Mayan, you know.
So the scrying mirror probably is very useful, since we're playing a game called The Smoking Mirror, and it's Mayan.
What is a scrying mirror?
It's rather like a crystal ball, and you can't see anything in it. Apparently, he had a partner who used it to talk with angels. If you ask me, you were barking mad.
Yeah, they used to use mirrors a lot for magical rituals. Let's ask about Ketch.
Have you ever heard of an English sea captain called El Draco?
El Draco?
I mean El Draco.
Not a very English name.
I think that's what the Spanish would have called him. It was about the time of the conquistadors.
16th century. Oh, I know. That's what the Spanish called Sir Francis Drake.
Francis Drake? Have you got anything here that belonged to him?
Indeed, miss. We have a couple of artifacts he brought back from one of his journeys.
It didn't look anything like the coyote stone. This one was like a little black shaving mirror. Is the scrying mirror the only piece of obsidian Drake gave Dee?
Funny you should ask. There's another called the Jaguar Stone. Dee never liked it, though. Said there were angels in the mirror, but devils in that stone.
Interesting.
Can I take a closer look at Dee's mirror, please?
No, you cannot. That's why the cabinet is locked. They tried some newfangled interactive scheme. And you can guess what happened. Bloody kids ran off with half the exhibits. Hands-on experience, my foot. In my days, it was hands off, I ask you. What do kids know about ancient Mayan civilization? Nothing.
I didn't think the museum attendant would be interested in a hair grip. Not even a cute one like this.
And let's ask about the Jaguar stone, I suppose.
Can you tell me something about the Jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss. The so-called Jaguar stone was brought back from the Americas by Sir Francis Drake and presented with, as you already know, the more famous scrying mirror to John Dee. The old loony didn't like the stone, though. Reckoned it was tainted by the devil. Come along, miss. I'll show you the mirror.
I've already... Oh, never mind.
So, I can probably
John
guess what's
Dee's
going to happen
famous
here.
scrying mirror,
And it's
given
probably
to
not
him
going to
by
take very
Francis
much
Drake.
time.
Do you know if
At
this
all.
mirror has any relevance to Tezcatlipoca?
Who? Tis that like... Tis that... I can't even say it. Oh, there's someone here who'll be able to help you better than me. This young lady has some questions to ask, Professor. I think she's from France.
Professor Roubillet?
Eh? What?
You two know each other, do you? Excuse me.
I wasn't expecting
Telephone.
Rubier to show up. I figured we'd use the phone, call Andre, and get Andre to keep this guy busy on the phone.
We meet again.
Mademoiselle, France,
But
eh?
not...
Yes, I believe that's where you live, Professor.
I have a house there, on the outskirts of Paris, but I haven't been back for many months.
Let's ask about the eclipse first.
I thought you were going to stay in Quaramonte to witness the eclipse.
Alas, business comes first. An important consignment of artifacts on loan to the British Museum. But I intend to return to Quaramonte in plenty of time.
So we just learned that he answers the phone when it rings.
Professor Oubier, your taxi's here.
If you'll excuse me, I have some urgent business to attend to at the docks.
So I could have only asked one question, and it didn't seem to matter. I guess I just now asked this question to the attendant.
Can you answer me some questions about the Jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss. If you just step this way. It's gone. Some sods half-inched it.
Half-inched?
Stolen it, miss. Never mind. The silent alarm will have been tripped. I'm afraid nobody can leave until our crack security team gets here.
How long will that take?
Could be a while. I think it's their tea break.
The thief could be miles away by then.
Don't you worry about that, miss.
Oubier.
Just
Just
don't
saw
try
it.
to leave.
It was too much of a coincidence that Oubier showed up and the stone promptly disappeared. I didn't have time for their crack security team to finish their tea. I had to get after him.
So, how far into the game are we now? 61%? Let's go use the
I didn't
telephone.
need to make a call.
Let's just, I guess, try the bobby pin on the cabinet.
That's the kind of thing George would do. Not me.
Let's go talk to the attendant then. Oh, let's take the key.
It would probably be less suspicious if I kept away from the empty case.
Just take the key right there in front of him. Interesting. So there's a key in the cabinet. And use this key on this cabinet.
The key unlocked the case.
And let's take the key. And then...
I locked the case again and took the key.
Okay, that didn't work the way I thought it would.
The key unlocked the case.
Let's open the cabinet. And take the knife. And take the key. And...
I locked the case again and took the key.
Now, use the key here. I've got a knife. I suppose I could just threaten the attendant.
The key didn't fit this lock.
Interesting. Fine, just pry it open with the ancient dagger. Seriously? Hairpin?
That's the kind of thing George would do. Not me.
I want this ancient dagger, the scrying mirror.
The cabinet was locked.
Let's see. Ancient dagger on statue. On statue. Telephone.
I didn't need to make a call.
Display case. Statue. Curtain. Ancient dagger on the curtain. Seriously? I hear somebody coughing in the background of the audio.
Excuse me, miss. Please don't touch the exhibits.
The mask.
I didn't want the mask, although it certainly reminded me of somebody.
Well, am I going to then put the dagger in the girl's bag and frame them? I guess I am. Wow, it's still loading the response to that.
I doubted the girls would be any help to me. I doubted the girls would be any help to me.
Well, then let's maybe give the ancient dagger to the attendant or stab him with it. Either way. Either way
What
works
did you
for me.
want it?
Take a look at this.
What are you doing with that?
Just looking. What was it used for?
It's a sacrificial dagger, and I'd feel a lot happier if you put it down.
Let's continue asking questions, I suppose.
I didn't steal the stone. I was nowhere near it.
So who do you suppose did steal it?
Who, Pierre? The girls. You.
It must have been Oublié.
Huh! Begging your pardon, but he's a man of letters. A professor.
So was Moriarty. Man of letters or not, he's your culprit. Look at this. The thief left this key in the cabinet.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That makes the theft an inside job, right?
Oh dear.
In other words, the thief was Professor Oublié.
Well, let's leave that for the police to decide, shall we? I better phone them right away.
Interesting. And I'm not in control right now while he's phoning them.
Hello?
I knew I had nothing to worry about if the police were called.
Yes, I'll hold.
But I had to catch up with Oublié, and fast.
And see, I just don't think I should just run right now. That seems silly. And through the exit we go. Really? We don't get the scrying mirror? Darn
The
it.
doors were securely locked.
Dagger?
The dagger might leave or open the doors, but I wasn't going anywhere until I knew where Oublié had gone.
And I guess I can't go through this way either.
I'm sorry, miss, but I shall have to ask you to stay.
Oh, but surely you don't suspect me of stealing the stone?
No, but you will have to make a statement to the police.
Darn
You're a
it.
witness.
So we have to use the scrying mirror to see where he's gone, I think.
There was a huge carving of somebody who must have been important once.
And this doesn't pry this open. And this
That's
doesn't
the
open
kind of
this.
thing George would do. Not me.
Let's see, maybe I could do this with this.
No, that's wrong.
Maybe I could do this with this.
That isn't it at all.
This with this.
No.
this with our purse?
That was no good. There was nothing useful in the bag. It was an obsidian dagger, thin and razor sharp. It was the key to the museum display cabinet. It was the obsidian mirror which Drake had given to John Dee.
And I still don't think we're supposed to stab the guy.
I didn't need to make a call.
You'll have to be quick, miss. I'm on the phone.
Don't you think it's suspicious that Oublier has urgent business at the
Oh, I had
docks?
just
Not in the
talked to him.
slightest, young lady. He's gone to oversee the unloading of cargo. An exhibition of Mayan sculpture on loan from Mexico City.
What's the name of the ship?
The Xibalba Princess.
So the Bulba Princess. Now. Interesting. So I'm gonna just leave the scrying mirror, it seems. Seems crazy. But whatever. You would think a game about a smoking mirror, you'd want the scrying mirror. But it doesn't matter.
I levered the handle open with the thin dagger.
Meanwhile, back at Ketch's Landing, so they're going back and forth between the two puzzles, trying to make
The
it
room had been
smaller
decorated
sections,
to resemble the
easier
interior
to
of a
solve.
sailing ship. It was disturbingly effective.
And see, I think that actually is probably a great design, because having it all just be one long list where there's a lot of dead ends is no fun. So we're at 63%. If we get up to 66, we'll be right at the 2/3 mark of the game. Let's see, overwrite this one. And so we are just going to try to find the stone here, wherever it might be hidden. It looks like there's a decent amount of items to deal with, and we have a decent amount of items already to interact with. So some actual point-and-click puzzling going on here. Get away from the dialogue, which we really haven't even had any long dialogue sections since we were in Guatemala City, or whatever it was called. That Central American city. Way too much dialogue in that section, though, and that went on for a real long time. Anywho, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to support me further, go to my main YouTube page. On the right, there's a button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.